All right, and welcome back to episode 36 of the Alec Frengos Show. This is a sports podcast centered around NBA and NFL. And today we'll be talking about the NFL free agency that just wrapped up here, or starting to wrap up. And we're going to go through the best signing, the worst signing, winners of the deadline, losers of the deadline, or free agency, whatever you want to call it, and who in the upcoming NFL draft needs to have a big one to advance in their future, we'll call it. Joey, I'll start with you, the certified hater. What was your... Well, actually, no, we'll start with your best signing. What was your best signing of the free agency period?
My best signing was Josie Jewell going to the Panthers. Just a good Mike linebacker, getting the play calls, smart guy, and he can hit hard.
Go ahead, Jay.
For my best one, I would say probably Frankie Louvu. I feel like it's an underrated one because I've liked him for a while in the Panthers, and he hasn't really got the credibility because, no one's been watching the Panthers the last 2 or 3 years, but he's a really good linebacker, and he plays hard. I like him.
Yeah, I like that move.
What do you think?
Commanders made a bunch of moves. Best signing, got to be Saquon Barkley to the Eagles. I feel like that's just such an impact player going to an already good team that was just lacking an extreme running back, because everyone knows they have the best O-line in the league, and if you could see DeAndre Swift produce behind that line, I'm sure once Saquon gets there, who is putting up, did they have 1,000 yards this year? Or close to 1,000 behind the worst ranked offensive line. Just imagine him with the best. Come on, that's got to be some type of unstoppable offense. So
Yeah.
I think no doubt that's a top signing.
Yeah, I think Saquon's a super easy one to point out. But for me, you have to go Derrick Henry as well. He's obviously regressed past his prime, but him and Lamar in the backfield, it's going to be really hard to stop. Henry's been the only really the weapon on Tennessee, and people have just pinpointed him. Now when you have a Lamar with an advanced passing game with Todd Monken, he can throw the ball now downfield, intermediate, short, and Lamar can also run by himself. It's going to be a lot to handle for these teams. And obviously you said Saquon was a nice signing, but a couple more signings kind of under the radar, not super mainstream. I like Geno Stone to the Bengals going in division. I think that he's a pretty good ball hawk, and they needed some veteran presence up there with Dax Hill and Battle. So that would be good to fill out there as well. And then another one, he got paid a lot, but Christian Wilkins, that D-line's actually going to be kind of fun to watch in Las Vegas. Wilkins, Crosby, two of the biggest instigators on the defensive end of the ball. So they'll be bothering some people for sure, especially that orange and blue. What was your worst signing?
The
Of
worst
free
signing
agency.
of free agency was Aaron Brewer by far. I got some stats here.
Okay.
He allowed the most pressures in the league last year.
He was on Tennessee, right?
Yeah, but he's also a center and allowed 6 sacks, which
That's really
is
bad, I think.
second worst in the league. So expect a lot of good D tackles getting through the middle
Okay.
against the Dolphins, and Tuola have a lot of hands in his face. So
What are your
Yeah.
thoughts on that? Because you also sent a PFF grade, too.
Yeah, he was 11th ranked center in the league, which I think there's 32 teams in the league. So being 11 isn't too bad. So everyone goes off PFF stats nowadays. So when I saw that, I didn't think it'd be bad. He's great in the run game, and everyone knows the Dolphins run RPOs, they run stretch zones. So he's going to be a great addition, I find. They turned Connor Williams into a GOAT. He's going to potentially get a payday, and he was a guard with the most holds. Cowboys fans were always talking down on him, saying he was a pen machine, holdings here and there, and then Connor Williams.
Yeah.
And then they
When he
turned
came
him
with
into a great center, and I know when he gets signed somewhere, he's gonna get a lot of money.
So, I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. If this could be different, but so this guy Aaron Brewer, right? He used Tennessee. Most of Miami's passes are quick dropbacks though, so I don't know if that could work in his benefit, right? They run the ball, quick play actions. So maybe it's not long periods of time where he was obviously protecting for Tannehill and Levis, who was running around like a chicken with his head cut off. So
Some players are meant for certain schemes, so you have
I don't know.
You have
I don't
to
know
watch
if
a
he'll
couple
fit.
games
You
first.
think he'd fit better in that situation, or you think he's just still gonna get steamrolled?
yeah, I just don't think he's a good player at all.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. Well, Denver, Lloyd Cushenberry took his spot.
Yeah.
So he had to he kind of got ran out of town there in Tennessee.
Well, you
So
can
we had
move
to
a
find a
center
new
to
spot.
guard.
Okay.
Cushenberry
do
knocked
this.
him out there.
Yeah,
He didn't
Tennessee-
knock him out. They probably knew that guy wasn't coming back, so they had to go after someone else. The one thing you can't do, you can't act like you're sitting in the front office, right? That's what you're projecting. He
Well, we
ran
all
him out of
tried.
town. You're not from Tennessee.
It's all kind
You
of
don't know
dream
that.
to do that.
Go on, Jay.
Oh boy.
Worst signing.
Well, I mean, I think this one could be classified as the heist of the century. It's Robert Hunt. I can't believe they paid that guy $20 million a year.
Do you agree with that?
Because he's good,
I mean,
but
every
he's-
Dolphins player that got signed got overpaid.
Yeah,
So.
like I don't blame the Dolphins for not bringing him back at all. Like from what I watched, like he was an average guard, like he was decent. But like I can't believe the Panthers just threw him $100 million. I feel like they're allergic to a good
I feel like
GM.
the stuff that happens though when these teams have a bunch of cap, they kind of they're
I
meant
guess,
to
yeah,
overpay,
but
and
still.
like when you look at the location, like you have to overpay for somebody to come
Yeah,
back
that's
or
true.
come to somewhere that you don't like.
But like,
So
I
it's
don't
kinda
know,
hard.
A 5-year deal too. Like I feel like you could have given him like maybe 3 for 60.
I think they were just
But-
desperate to get
When you
Bryce
go to
Young out.
when you're
They
going to
just
a
had to.
poverty franchise, you have to make the money look super
Yeah, that's
appealing
true.
to these people. That's what's hard about being like not a destination like Miami where guys are taking pay cuts to play there. California, stuff, KC because they're winning a lot, right? So it's so
Yeah.
different compared to going like
Uh,
Carolina,
Denver, yeah, I was gonna say.
Tennessee, Jacksonville a couple of years ago, right? Even
Yeah.
still Jacksonville, they haven't pulled anyone yet. But no, I could get behind. I get where you're coming from.
Yeah,
What do you have?
I got Austin Eckler to the Commanders. He's
Have
regressing,
that
and
as well.
I feel like it was just a random signing that the Commanders I don't think needed to do. I mean, they have they had a rookie last year, Chris Rodriguez, and then Brian Robinson.
Bell cow.
Who I find those two you can lean on because they're young and explosive. They got a lot of game in them.
Yeah.
And you're just bringing in. I get Eckler. I don't think it was an extremely rich deal compared to what
I think it
else
was
has been out there.
4.8 million. I
But-
think it was pretty on the
that's
cheap
not-
end. I'm not
But
sure. Can you check that, Joey?
especially for the Commanders, like
How much was Eckler paid?
Eckler
Yeah, he got
Eckler was good in his time in LA, but
Until
until last year he was regressing. I mean, you could see clips. He's getting a little slower, but I mean, who knows? Maybe it'll work. I mean, just as like a security blanket in the receiving game for the rookie QB they bring
Yeah.
in, I guess that could be one case.
That's
just
what
help
it's
him
gonna
out a little bit. But other than that, I don't think I see Eckler becoming a top 5 back what he used to
Hell
be
no.
considered by stats. So I just think it's an unnecessary signing that they didn't really need to do. They could have went elsewhere at a
Yeah.
different position.
I had Eckler as well, but another one that I could point out is Gabe Davis to the Jags. Like, what the hell are they doing?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're gonna bring in another like slow
yeah, they just.
jump ball like
Vertical
Zay
I feel
Jones.
like they have the same dudes.
Like it's like
Their
the
whole
same
receiving
copy and
group is the
paste
same
as
guys.
Zay Jones, Christian Kirk. Like they all
Yeah.
bring the same thing to the table: intermediate routes and the odd jump ball. Calvin Ridley, if he resigns there, obviously he's different.
Yeah.
But like Zay Jones, Gabe Davis, they're no
Same
different
player.
to me. But yeah, I don't really like that. The contract was like it was all right too, and I like this move, but he was overpaid. Darnell Mooney got like 13.5 mil a year from the Falcons. They needed a wide receiver too, but paying almost wide receiver 1 money, low end wide receiver 1 money to on a good team a wide receiver 3 is a big overpay, and I don't think Falcons are one of these teams I think where they're super desperate to get free agents. I feel like some people will want to go play there, especially the direction they're headed. But he was slightly overpaid to me. What other moves didn't you like besides Aaron Brewer?
I didn't like Gabe Davis. I thought he got overpaid. I think it was 3 years, 39 million.
39 million, yeah.
Same as Mooney, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he won't do much on Jacksonville. He's just kind of a product of the system in Buffalo.
Yeah, I agree. Anything else you didn't like?
No, I just picked Eckler as the worst. I mean, there's a bunch you could think of shit, but
You have another one?
I
or
was
no?
gonna say, well, not a signing, but I guess a release. I was gonna say I was really confused when the Packers released Aaron Jones.
For Josh Jacobs,
Yeah,
basically.
'cause-
Because we know I always thought they
I
weren't
just
gonna have
didn't-
both of them.
yeah, I didn't
It
either.
looked so unrealistic.
I didn't either, but I feel like he was the oldest guy in that offense, and he's probably the reason why a lot of these guys played like they were veterans almost down the stretch.
And
'cause
he was
you
a
got-
success. For
yeah,
Love.
and he was amazing
Well, not
in the
the
playoffs.
success, but
Like once they had their run game going, Love played like amazing. He was so good the last 5 or 6 games of the year.
Because they do those play actions.
Yeah, and like he was
Heavy
running
play
all over the
actions.
Cowboys and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like they
It was
could have. I don't know. I feel like they could have just rolled with him next year, but
Yeah.
I get it.
That caught me off guard. I would have seen them. I thought they would like get a compliment besides AJ
Yeah.
Dillon. Like they could have used like another, I don't know, kind of like a receiving back or like maybe a different type of bruiser from AJ Dillon. I'm not sure, but no, that Jacobs one definitely caught me off guard. But I think he's gonna be able to do the same as Aaron Jones
I
on the
agree.
ground wise. But I think they're gonna need a backup that will be able to catch some passes.
Yeah, I just feel like that was just unnecessary. But
Packers.
yeah, they don't.
Jacobs
really,
isn't really.
They'll draft someone.
They don't have
Yeah.
a
Maybe like
second
Bucky
running back.
Irving. Good pass catcher.
You'd like that?
That'd be
Speedster
nice.
in
That's
the
actually
backfield.
a decent fit. But so for the deadline, who would you say? Who's your winner of the deadline?
This year, the Vikings.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
Tell me why.
I'm trying to see who they signed here.
Well, they got
Greenland.
Grenard.
Yeah,
Grenard
Grenard
Grenard.
Cashman. He's an underrated
Aaron Jones.
linebacker.
Wait, so
Van Ginkel.
yeah, that's
Uh,
two edges. That's really
Sam
two good
Darnold.
edges.
I like him at QB. He'll be a good backup.
Whoa.
What?
Okay, carry on.
He'll be a
good
good
backup.
backup.
Okay. Yeah, good. I missed that.
He
part.
might start a bit for maybe they draft McCarthy, and McCarthy will need to sit a bit.
Can I pause you for a sec? This is the nothing in like yours. It just confuses me because you have I'm saying the top 2 receiver in the league, no debate, Jefferson.
Yeah.
And he's sitting here with it looks like to me they're going to trade up for a QB.
Yeah.
They
That's what it
have
looks
to, I
like.
feel like.
But I think if you trade up for a QB, it has to be Daniels. I just think it all fits together.
Yeah.
I feel like bringing in a guy like McCarthy is just
Yeah.
like a Kirk Cousins kind of copy and paste type of thing, you know?
I agree.
Like, although like it seems crazy to look at, you want to look at what makes your franchise player happy too. You want to have good chemistry at the end of the day. I think bringing in a guy like Daniels would be better than like a pocket
agree
pass
too.
from McCarthy. It brings more flash, more like what Jefferson and Addison are, what they're looking for. But starting Sam Darnold, I think it'd be a mistake. People say he's got this nice arm, he'd be cool in the offense. No, just put him back there. He's a backup quarterback in the league. Just if you say they draft Jaden Daniels, start him right away.
I don't know.
Because he's got Jefferson and Addison, it can't be that hard to work with.
Yeah,
It can't be. You're not in a
And
bad.
Aaron Jones
if
now,
you go
right?
to Minnesota as Jaden Daniels winning the Heisman, who came from a high-powered offense in LSU,
Yeah.
it's not going to be difficult
And they're
to
both
learn.
LSU natives too.
It's like if Anthony Richardson came in, somebody with not like a super high-powered system, not a lot of experience came in besides Jaden Daniels, even though he was a late riser. I think it's super different. Daniels, he had his 2 weapons. He had a good offense. Kevin O'Connell's an amazing coach. I think it will all mesh right away. I think if you start Sam Darnold, you'll be so dumb. And it will take like 2 weeks for them to put Daniels in. Fans will be rioting if they draft Daniels and they start Sam Darnold.
Oh, yeah.
What do you go on? What were you going to say? I think they're headed in a good direction.
I just think it's a good free agency class because
Yeah.
with Flores, they kind of got their edge guys and their linebackers.
They got to get a corner in the draft though.
Yeah, they have capital to do that, and then Aaron Jones, which is good too.
He'll be good for them. They need a guy that can haul some carries too because they
Yeah.
seem so pass heavy the last couple
They
of years.
couldn't
with
run
the
like the
Well,
last
Ty
4
Chandler's not
years.
bad.
regressing
Yeah, he's all right.
with a regressing Dalvin Cook though, and you
Yeah.
need a guy where you're on first down you could have a threat of running the ball for 5 or 6 yards. And Aaron Jones definitely brings that. I don't think he's washed at all. He's just slightly injury prone. The Vikings have always said too they got to draft a running back. They need a young guy in that system. What do you?
I agree.
Who do you guys? Your
For
winners?
my winner, I was gonna say the Falcons. I think, I don't know if it's kind of an odd one, but I feel like they've been looking for a quarterback for who knows how long since Matt Ryan's like almost his MVP year.
Like that deal?
I think it's a bit of an overpay, but I think
gotta
they
do
needed
it.
to bring somebody in.
Yeah.
Like
You can't sit with Mitter.
Yeah, and they have 2 first-round picks that are rotting if they don't bring them in too, with London and Pitts.
Yeah.
Who both
3
haven't-
Bijan too.
Yeah,
You
and
count him.
Bijan too. Because Ritter would throw it at his feet, and then Bijan would get his ankles taken out every play in the backfield. So I think it's a great signing. And then what I was going to say about Mooney too is I think his rookie year, I think it was 2020, when he was playing with a pocket passer like Andy Dalton, he was so good. And then once Fields came in, started running the ball, he didn't do anything. So I think he'll be good.
He's a good wide receiver too, and
Yeah.
they're not going to need to rely on him or anything because Pitts is really the second receiving or first receiving threat, however you want to turn it. But I think that Cousins coming in, it's obviously a slight overpay.
Yeah.
I think the term's a little bit too long as well.
I agree.
Because you got all these young guys and you got a aging Kirk Cousins on 4 years. Say all these guys start to hit their prime and they hit like a nice stride. Cousins isn't going to be able to play out these 4 years, I don't think. I don't think. Coming off an Achilles, I don't think he'll play to the end of the fourth year. I think he'll be bought out.
He's not really a quarterback that needs his Achilles, but
like he's had injuries and stuff. He's been drilled in Minnesota every year.
Yeah.
Like he's had a lot of
Falcons
issues.
got a better O-line.
Yeah,
though.
their O-line.
They've got a great O-line.
And then they have Bijan.
And I think they just saw an advantage that they knew every team in their division was weak, and it's their chance to capitalize.
The
for
money,
the next couple
fine.
years.
Like I'm fine with $45 million a year. I thought it would be around 40 to 42, but I think the term should have been 2 years instead of 4. I don't know. It's because all these guys are gonna have to get paid, and then Cousins is on the payroll too. I don't know. I feel like it's just kind of a tricky situation. I'd rather not rent Cousins, but just have him for this year. Maybe something happens, and the next year maybe you could really contend. Depends how Cousins plays. If Cousins plays like a Super Bowl game managing quarterback, this team can easily make it win 1-2 playoff games.
I think so.
It's a great roster. Jesse Bates was amazing on defense. They have a good draft pick still. There's a lot that could happen for this team to have a high ceiling, and obviously you didn't like them, so what do you think now of the Falcons?
Oh, I like the Falcons now. I mean, I never liked them last year because they had Desmond Ridder. He was holding them back. He's garbage. He won't be in the league much longer. So
he'll be the backup there.
He'll be a Tiger Cat next
backup
year,
is but no, I didn't like them, but now I do. I actually like them.
Yeah, no, I can see. Right now, I'd pick. A lot of people still like the Buccaneers over the Falcons. I think the Falcons are better. Cousins isn't going to be a type of guy where it's going to take him a long time to get into this playbook and get going. He's just a straight work business guy. I think it'll be a pretty good fit. And who do they have as the OC? The guy from the Rams, right?
Yeah, Zach Robinson.
Who worked with Kevin O'Connell.
Yeah.
In LA, so it's going to be the same type of system. And these skill positions, they better get ready to eat because they throw the ball a lot in that offense. So it's good. It's good for Pitts because this right here, I'd say this is Pitts' last straw until we fully call him a bust.
Yeah, I think so.
He's got the heavy pass game. He's got the good coordinator. He's got a good gunslinging QB. This is the last straw. I think Bijan's going to be able to eat too because the run's going to be open now that they pass a lot.
Yeah.
Good, they're in a good direction. They need They need another corner though.
Yeah,
AJ Terrell's still shaky to me too. He gets toasted by a lot of ones.
Yeah.
But one more corner. What pick do they have?
8.
That's a premium.
They'll probably
pick.
go defense.
Yeah, I would too. They have everything on offense.
So
great O line, great running back, great wide receivers.
They need an edge help too though, because they only have
Ebiketie later on for the Falcons. They gotta sign someone.
Jonnu Smith replacement.
They need a heavy run blocking guy. Smith went where?
Maybe Chris Manhurts.
They should bring in Andrew back. Is he a free agent? Or is he still a Texan?
I don't know. Manhurts is available.
A run blocker would be good though behind Pitts.
Well, Andrew Beck's not really tight. He's a hybrid.
Because Arthur Smith was making Pitts block last year. These young guys, they just put in whoever needs to do what.
Yeah.
Like they'll put in a big guy when they make it known they're running. But no, who's your loser?
My biggest winner.
Sorry. Sorry.
I got the Houston Texans, but I could put the Pittsburgh Steelers in there too. But
huge offseason for the Texans.
But the Texans got a huge package of players. Like, I mean, Azeez Al-Shire, I like. He's a great player. Daniil Hunter recently, a couple hours ago, inked there. Huge signing too.
Al-Shire was one of the top tacklers too. So he was on the Titans, so he's kind of buried in shit.
Yeah, Texans couldn't tackle last year at all.
I mean, they're really filling every hole they need. They got Tommy Townsend from the Chiefs, so
one of the best punters.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, they're legit filling every position. And then they got Danico Autry, Jeff Okudah, Joe Mixon. Okudah, he's a third overall pick for a reason. I mean, if he can be solid if
Ryans
he gets
will make
proper
better.
treatment.
Up a little bit.
That's disrespectful.
And then Joe Mixon, slightly overrated Joe Mixon, but I think it's great, especially when you have a quarterback on a rookie, literally going into his second year, and you know you can contend with him because he's a legit potential top 10 future quarterback.
Stroud? He's top 10 already.
Yeah, and then he's on a rookie deal. You still got 4 more years at least with him if you pick up his 5th year option, and then you can just package all these players on contract.
They just the Bengals just need a guy to punch it for like 4 or 5 yards when they hand the ball off. They don't need a huge workload guy. They're a pass-happy offense. They've already made that known. So I think Mixon, mixed in with, no pun intended, mixed in with Pierce,
Yeah.
it's fine. Mixon's better than Singletary by far.
Yeah, Texans just feel like they
Singletary.
filled
That's
every
huge.
hole they needed.
Danielle Hunter.
And they still
Who
got...
else? Greeland. Wait, no.
Oh, yeah, Green... No,
He went to Minnesota.
left.
Grenard. Is it Grenard?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Hunter. Didn't they? Okay, no.
Alshire,
and,
Hunter, Townsend, Autry.
No, I'm just thinking Hunter's opposite of
Hunter was
Anderson
better
now.
than
And Will
Bernard
Anderson,
was.
yeah. So they just got a loaded
good.
team.
So they
Especially
got-
in that open division.
On
Why
receiver,
not?
they've got Nico Collins, Tank Dell. Did Noah Brown go somewhere else?
I think he went back.
Okay.
Dalton Schultz, right?
Dalton Schultz.
So, I
yeah,
mean, they
brought
could
back-
still get one in the draft, another
And
receiver.
Stroud, that was
potentially.
Stroud's
Yeah.
first year, so they're contending like off rip.
Literally.
So they don't have to worry about like
No.
paying him until a while. So
Here we go.
was that a signing?
No, just the Titans are eyeing Justin Simmons, which he won't go
I
there.
don't
He
know
needs
why,
to go to
yeah.
contender.
So for me, the winners, I actually got the Detroit Lions.
I love it. Some respect.
They didn't even make like big splash signings. It's just that they straight up addressed what they needed and they paid the price for it. Carlton Davis in the Super Bowl run the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have, he was guarding wide receiver ones. He's been injury prone a little bit on and off, but this is a great signing. Carlton Davis for a 3rd round pick. The Lions don't need to
Yeah,
rely
I
on the
love that.
draft anymore, so they can have the 3rd round pick. It doesn't matter. I'm pretty sure they have multiple,
It's
right?
the Vikings one from the Hawkinson trade too. So.
Yeah, so whatever, they could have that 3rd.
Or no, sorry, it was the Lions one, but we still have the 3rd from the Hawkinson trade.
And then
So
Amik Robertson, I know you hate him, but like
He's not
as a,
good.
as a
He's
backup,
good. From what I've heard, he's good.
gonna be a fine backup.
I
Like
just heard
if a
he's
guy goes
chippy.
down, he's fine.
Because last year we had like practice squad guys
Yeah,
playing if anybody got
that
hurt.
Vildor guy.
Oh, don't get me
See,
started.
no,
with
no,
him.
that's what I'm trying to
He
say.
sucks, and
Like you
Jared
have a
Jacobs.
guy that started 52 NFL games for the Raiders.
Yeah.
Like that, this is a
I know, it's
legit
good.
player.
And we have we got Mosley back too. Like I know he's obviously tore like both his knees.
him and Cam Sutton are coming off major
Yeah.
injuries. Just one of them have to be decent, but
Sutton? Well, no, I don't think he's off.
or he's just
injury,
been
but
he's
being
just worn
toast.
down to shit. Yeah.
CB2 though, at least he doesn't have to guard like the ones every week now.
Who?
Like Sutton, at least he doesn't have to guard
Okay,
wide receiver
yeah.
ones now because he was getting burnt.
And then one more signing, Marcus Davenport,
Yeah.
just a veteran who can stuff the run inside.
Yeah.
I think that's fine. You wanted them to get somebody else. Who was it?
I
Inside
wanted them to get Hunter,
Daniil Hunter.
but like I feel like I'm not mad about it because we addressed.
Lions are
for
going
it.
to pay a huge price
No,
like that. They don't.
I
need
knew
to.
we probably weren't.
They're
gonna
better
do
off
that.
with a veteran guy like this, Davenport, on a
Yeah.
cheaper deal. But and then another one to add in, Eagles, Saquon obviously just got
Yeah.
C.J. Gardner-Johnson back. A little bit expensive for him though, I think.
Yeah.
And Bryce Huff, up and coming.
good deal.
Jets had a stacked D line. He's good for 10, 11 plus sacks this year, I think. He's a beast. He's up and coming. Eagles got a scary D line again. Biggest loser.
This one's easy. The Jets.
Ooh, okay.
They haven't done anything.
No, they
Look
haven't.
at him smile
And-
like he's
Well,
I thought you were
me-
gonna say the Raiders.
He's so happy it
No,
actually.
they
makes
got
sense.
They're
Wilkins.
fine. They're
Hate on
fine.
them.
Like maybe they overpaid a bit, but that's a good splash to get him. Jets, they didn't get any wide receiver.
No. They
And
made one move, Tyrod Taylor, right?
Yeah, and Javon Kinlaw.
Oh,
They
yeah.
don't really need him, but their O line is probably the worst I've ever seen. Just looking
They
at the
better
depth
hope
chart
they
right
have
now.
a stud in the draft
Yeah, that's why they'll probably go Talise Fuaga. But
from Oregon State.
yeah, looking at this offense, if Hackett's running this offense, well, he will. Rodgers is gonna have his other Achilles. As
Wow.
it's tough, but
Wow.
if I'm a Jets fan, I'm pissed.
I'm pissed as well because you let Bryce
Mm-hmm.
Huff go without getting anyone back.
Yeah,
It's
terrible man.
I don't know. Everybody thinks so high of Joe Douglas.
Yeah, that's his name.
What does he do, really? Seriously. He brought in Rodgers. Cool. It's New York. He's lucky New York's a good destination. Right? Because
Yeah.
Rodgers wanted to go there.
He did hit on.
He hits on the draft.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. The Jets need another receiver very bad. They need an O-line. I guess the defense is fine. Like, you don't really need to add anyone on the
Defense is
defensive
good.
end.
I'll give them that, but
But-
they won't score many points next year.
No, they won't. And that's because they haven't enhanced anything. You can't bring in a veteran here for some money. you can't restructure contracts. Like, what's he doing? He's doing nothing right now. I agree. I actually agree with you for once on this, although it's slightly biased as well.
I was going to say, just because the team just didn't do anything, I was going to say the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Because I feel like every year they're like bound to get over the hump. And they literally haven't signed anybody. I think they've signed like 2 dudes, and they're like practice squad guys. Yeah, Carl Davis Jr. and Trent Sieg, long snapper. They haven't done anything. So I just thought they would do more, especially with wide receiver 2, because Gallup sucks. They need to bring in somebody else on the offense, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they do need somebody. Yeah. Brandon Cooks as well.
Yeah.
They could go. They could go receiver in the draft.
There's still guys like available. Like I think Marquise Brown and Ridley are still basically.
Marquise
available.
Brown's free agent.
Yeah, I think
really.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no one signed him.
I did not know
yet.
that.
But
I was looking for a bag.
Mm-hmm. Cowboys could take O-line or receiver though. I think.
Okay.
They have to.
Yeah, O-line. They lost. Where'd Tyler Bidash go, or however you say
Washington.
his name?
He left.
Commanders. Commanders signed so many Cowboys. DeMarcus Armstrong, a couple other people. They signed a bunch of people, like you said. Washington. I'm just wrapping my head around it now. Frankie Louvu from the Panthers, a couple guys from the Cowboys, Eckler, Chin reunited.
Wow.
With Carl.
Who's your loser?
My loser's the Denver Broncos.
Oh.
Ooh,
like,
I don't mind that.
No table bias at all here, but they're paying Russell Wilson $38 million to play on a different team.
That's crazy how the Steelers did them like that.
They're only. I mean, that's why I was gonna have Steelers considered a winner, because they're paying him 1.2 and he's not even a bad
Steelers
quarterback.
Always make cool moves, good draft and everything.
So they're paying Russell Wilson a lot. I mean, they haven't signed anybody in free agency. They're just letting all their guys walk. So their team is really blank in multiple positions.
Bottom 3
roster. Then I know they had a higher price throughout the season for Jerry Jeudy last year, and they didn't trade him, and then now they trade him this offseason.
Yeah, because he was supposed to go for like a second or third.
And they traded him this year now for a bag of Doritos, which you won't get
got more at the deadline when they were dead in the water.
Which you won't get any of the
Yes, you were dead in the water.
Oh yeah.
Well, you see what the match happened after that.
And if they're trying to save money for any type of reason, I mean, they're kind of in a poor spot because they don't have any.
They're screwed. They're in cap hell.
They don't have any quarterbacks on their depth chart that are good enough to even play in the NFL.
No.
And then if they're trying to hope they can get one at 12, the list of teams in front of them that could take a quarterback there's at least 4 or 5 teams that could.
Do they hold 9?
12. So I'm thinking
they'll get one.
The Bears at 1 quarterback.
Well, top 3
are all QBs.
All 3 QBs, and then I'm thinking the Giants could go QB, the Vikings could go QB. So that's 5 quarterbacks
let me
gone.
pause you. So the Broncos hold the 12th pick.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. There's only 3 QBs in my opinion that are first round talents though. So if they do that, it's going to be a reach.
Yeah.
Well, their QB probably won't play first year.
Yeah, no, but you don't draft a QB that's not valuable.
Well, next year they'll have the first.
So especially
Broncos have the first pick next year, probably.
No.
Yeah, they'll be top 3.
Guaranteed.
So that's why, especially Denver, of what they did last year, they brought in Russell Wilson thinking they'd be an automatic playoff team and they'd be in the mix. To now they're just some absolute barn burner team that doesn't even have enough players rostered to start the next season. So it's just a whole flame mess right there. And then considering them just losing players and they're not even signing even these old vets to fill in the spots, they're just sleeping. They're just not doing anything.
As much as it sounds funny, it's actually true because this team is like, this is what you look at in a franchise and you define it as a dumpster fire. Yeah. There's nothing going right.
Yeah. No.
Your QB just went to another team that you have to pay.
Yeah.
$38 million, almost literally more than the league average quarterback. Mm-hmm. And you don't have any talent on offense. 0. Javonte Williams, oh my gosh. Not even top 10 running back.
I'd say their talent's in the O-line.
They have no...
Which is good.
Who do you have? Garrett Bowles.
Quinn Miners. They're all good.
Garrett Bowles, Mike McGlinchey, Ben Powers, big deal. You have no receivers. Mims, sure, he'll be a cool returner in his career.
We trade Judy so Mims can flourish.
Mims will be a nice returner in his career. He's not a receiver though. Defense. Defense. We don't even have to start. Patrick Surtain. Nobody
else.
Absolutely
good. Singleton's good.
Oh,
Browning's
please.
good.
Singleton's one of these in-house guys that the fan base glazes, but he's actually awful.
Yeah.
Well, he's not good at all. He's just a fan favorite. A fan favorite is not a good player. There's differences.
Well, he leads the league in tackles almost every year.
And to add on, it's
the
like
D-line can't stop anybody.
with the
That's
remaining free agents left, there's no one I don't think good enough
That will move
at the
you.
right price that Denver can even pay for them to play. They might
It's not
have
their
to just
goal though.
Okay, so
they literally said
What's
before
your
free agents they're not
rebuttal why the
signing.
Broncos aren't a dumpster fire?
yeah.
Well, they are a dumpster fire right
yeah.
now, but they have the people and power to lead them out of it.
Which people? They
Sean
have one of the
Payton,
best
and they
owners
have
in the
richest owners in the league by
Yeah.
like $50 billion.
Sure.
he is
Sean
doing
Payton, you trust this much to get out of
he's
this?
right. I would have done the same thing, tear it all down. Because you put in perspective, the Russell Wilson move kind of put them back 4 years. Like
6
2
years,
years,
7
him on the
years.
team,
Bit more, yeah.
and then 2 years in dead cap.
Yeah.
So now they're fully resetting. They'll get a nice young QB in there to learn under Stidham probably.
Why? Like
Oh, not a
that's what I
Stidham
don't
will
like.
learn
back
under
up.
Stidham.
Broncos didn't even have the
Why would
urge
you
to get
say
like
that?
somebody like with actual experience,
Yeah.
not a glorified Brady coattail rider, and then ran Josh McDaniels out. Like you think Stidham's a good guy to learn under?
Not learn on. He's a good bridge QB.
No, he's not. He's not even
the-
a bridge
the-
QB.
McCarthy's not going to learn or
Like
Nix
bridge
isn't gonna
QBs,
learn
bridge
under-
QBs are like Winston, Brissett, Darnold. Jared Stidham's at number 3.
No,
He's not even a backup.
He's a good
terrible.
backup.
He's
you
not
said
a bridge.
it last year. He's one of the best backups in the league.
No, I fully take that back now.
He'll probably start
because
half
he's
the
not
games
good.
next year.
He's not good
He
though.
played good last year.
But like cool,
in
he
the two
learned
games
he learned
played.
under Brady, right?
Yeah.
That's all you
And the
can
QB's
going to
learn under Sean Payton, not the next QB.
Yeah, that's every coach though, but you
Yeah.
want a guy that you're actually with in the meetings and stuff like that. Although Sean Payton is the offensive coach,
Mm-hmm.
you want guys to be able like Sean Payton's not there to be his friend as much as like
No,
you
he's
you
there
need
to
to
get
know
him.
yeah.
No.
But man, if you think Stidham's gonna be a good guy for, and you said a couple minutes ago the Broncos won't have a top 3 pick, and you said Stidham's gonna start half the games. Tell me how both of those add up.
Yeah, it doesn't make
Tell me
any
how both
sense.
of
Why
those add
think
up.
just Sean Payton? Well, he won't ever have a top 3 pick.
Oh please, bro.
He won't.
Sean Payton's not playing on the field, bro. He literally has zero talent. How long is he signed there for? Sean Payton.
He'll be there forever, how long he wants. It doesn't really.
Like
Because
if I were
his
him,
goal
I'd
is to get
request a
this
trade.
mess.
This is the problem with the Broncos, though, because they gave Wilson the keys to the city and they didn't learn, and now they're giving Peyton the keys
Yeah.
to the city. It's awful.
Well, they gave Wilson way too much power.
yeah, I know he had his own
No,
offense.
duh.
Now
Yeah.
Peyton's in control, and he's a 60-year-old man that's been around football forever. So
You trust him.
I can just
why wouldn't you trust me? You won a Super
In
Bowl.
3 years, where will the Denver Broncos be? You think?
They'll be in the playoffs for sure.
Guaranteed.
Yes, 100%.
2 years though.
No, probably not.
So the year after the Wilson pay ends.
you're
They'll
gonna
be in the playoffs.
you're gonna have a wife and kids before they make the playoffs.
I agree. I agree with that.
Yeah, it's
I
too
agree with
bad.
that.
The Jaguars were terrible 3 years ago. Texans were. Look where they are now.
But yeah. See the difference there. You see the difference?
Franchise QB. Broncos
Jaguars
can get
drafted
one.
a franchise QB. The Broncos aren't getting.
They'll get one this year.
Caleb
I guarantee
Williams.
you, whoever
They're-
they get, they'll be a
And the
superstar.
Jags didn't have Patrick Mahomes in their division to beat them twice a year, right? So
We're 1-0 against them.
Who?
Chiefs.
Luke. Yeah,
1-0.
Yeah.
in
The
the streak
streak's on our side.
because they beat.
Technically, we kind of.
If you think of it like that, I guess the only thing that's the only thing the
They
franchise
got
has going for them. So
Yeah, that and
you can have that win. And Surtain, that jersey that's about to be traded soon.
No,
Why?
he'll
Like,
be
why
good.
would he want to stay there?
he likes Denver. He likes
Oh,
the
I'm
culture,
sure.
all of that.
Yeah, he likes the culture. What do you do in Denver after the game?
Go ski.
Go to a rodeo ranch bar?
yeah,
He's out of there. He might be in Miami next year.
wouldn't mind
He
it.
could. He'll play in Miami one time.
So your loser's Denver. My loser, I got the Jags. They're just so mediocre to me. They didn't even make a move. They regressed last season. They don't even have the urge to make a move, and they're going to try to hit on the draft, which they never do, besides Lawrence, because that was a gift right in their hands. Like, I don't know. This franchise confuses the hell out of me. Like, you're going to re-sign Ridley. Cool. You got Ridley, Gabe Davis, Zay Jones, Christian Kirk, 4 mid-wide receivers. Travis Etienne's nice. The O-line can be shaky at times. The D-line is all right. They have no corners. Tyson Campbell, people want to overrate the hell out of him. Darius Williams, I think they extended. They just have nothing going for them. They don't make any big splashes at all. They don't even want to. It seems like they don't even want to improve their team. I don't know what's going on there. if the Jaguars don't make the playoffs next season, Trent Baalke's gone. The GM.
They're awful.
He's
The
gone.
Colts will be great soon too.
Yeah.
And the Texans are already running.
That's
the
going to be a
division,
hard division
yeah.
soon.
Jaguars could easily.
Titans will be terrible.
Jaguars could.
They're good.
Yeah, and they'll be that. They'll be ass.
They'll be
They'll be
so
bad.
bad.
The
They'll probably
Jaguars.
be
The
worst
Jaguars
team.
could come third in the
Next year?
division with ease. I wouldn't even hesitate saying the Colts and Texans would be better than the Jags.
Next year.
Yeah.
No, I agree.
I think
The
Texans
Texans-
for sure won, and then
The Colts were good last year, and they didn't even have their quarterback. So
Yeah.
now they're going to be way
Well,
better.
I think
Minshew's pretty
I
good.
think if Richardson's
Oh, yeah.
good, that team is so dangerous.
Yeah, they'll be good.
Steichen's such a good coach.
Yeah.
But no, losers that. And then also the Giants, they traded a second round pick that's pretty high up for
Yeah, I don't.
Brian Burns to what?
For 1 year,
Get
too.
10 sacks a year and go 3
well, they
and
pretty
14?
much trade him
They
for
didn't
Leonard
even.
Williams.
They didn't even extend him.
'Cause they
Meh.
trade
Meh.
for second Leonard Williams.
Is
It
that
don't
the second
matter.
they got? Like the
I think
Seattle
so.
one?
It don't
and then
matter.
they just
Like,
added a fifth. Brian Burns is good though.
Yeah, but what's he going to do on the Giants? Is he going to make them win 10
Well, no one's
games?
winning in that division other than the Eagles and Cowboys.
That's
I
half the
think
division.
Commanders will
Yeah,
be
so
decent.
there's no point in going in.
You
So
think the Giants will be better than the Commanders this year?
well, I haven't thought about that. I still have to see the Commanders get.
Commanders
Like,
will
if
be
you were to
better.
If they
project-
get Drake May, I'm for sure taking the Commanders.
What if they get Jaden Daniels?
Probably not.
I think, honestly, I think whoever they take,
Will be
I think
better.
Daniels is better than May. I think they'll be better. They made a
matter
lot
who
of
they get.
signings where they, like
Yeah.
you said, they just signed vets to fill in roles, and they'll be fine. I think the Commanders will be good. That new owner seems hungry.
Oh, yeah.
He wants to make so many moves. Give me another loser besides the
Another loser.
Jets.
To scroll through this. Bills didn't do much.
No, but besides cut
They
everybody.
kind of just Swift was a bad deal.
Yeah?
He's not good at
I
all.
was going to say that too. But I didn't want to sound
Uh,
biased. Because I have his jersey hanging up in my closet, so I can't say anything.
Who else? Jags no good. Chargers haven't done anything.
I was going to say that too.
But
They haven't-
Let
who
Everett
knows?
walk.
I thought they'd sign somebody that
Will
Herbert can throw the
Disley.
ball to other than Will
the Rams
Disley.
overpaid Jonah Jackson.
Nah.
Yeah.
Because he's on
Rams
the
have a
same level as
nasty
Robert.
O-line now. Steve Avila,
Yeah, it's
Jonah
good.
Jackson. Oh, what's the other guy's
The
name in the
Dotson
inside?
dude they
Dotson.
got.
Yeah,
Kevin
Dotson.
Dotson,
Kevin
yeah.
Dotson.
The Note Boom dude and
I'll give the Raiders credit actually.
oh boy.
For one, it's like Wilkins is a good player, and then Minshew.
They're gonna cause shit.
They will.
Wilkins
sadly.
and Crosby.
They're gonna be smoking in the locker room when
They're
they're
gonna
like
be
8 and 9.
bro. If I was a QB, I'd be so annoyed playing.
Yeah.
them. Wilkins literally made Josh Allen throw punches at him,
Yeah.
and Mahomes said publicly that he hates playing against Max Crosby. So does everyone else. But Minshew's gonna be starting in Las Vegas. So you tell me how that's gonna work out.
Wow.
Is
I
he
mean,
starting?
shit, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
Yeah,
They're not gonna draft someone.
And they
Well,
won't
no,
go
they're
draft
behind.
low again.
Oh my gosh, the Raiders. Will they ever be good?
Well, Minshew's not even
No.
bad. He did his
That's the-
parts in the Colts.
yeah,
he
that's
actually
the problem.
got them a couple
But
wins.
he's that's the product of a system though. Of the system. Shane Steichen made him good. Who's the Raiders OC?
I don't even know.
I don't know.
I don't care though.
Searching it up. Anyways.
I don't know. Did they hire some
I
guy?
can't find it.
Probably their GM's terrible though.
Tom
Oh, Luke
Telesco?
Getzey. Yeah.
Oh my god.
That organization
He's
is
from?
done.
Where's he from?
They
Again?
have the
Bears.
worst head coach in the league. Too.
Oh, Getsy's from the Bears.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. They have
Oh,
him.
no.
They don't have the worst head coach in the league.
Probably.
No.
He just
I
acts like
disagree.
I don't like him because he acts
I
like he's
disagree.
Dan Campbell.
I'd take Antonio Pierce over
He's a-
Eberflus.
he's a big no.
Wouldn't even think about it.
I agree.
Wouldn't
actually.
even think about it.
Eberflus is like a stone statue.
He's so
He has-
lucky he didn't get
and he-
fired.
every time there's
He
a
should have been fired.
every
He
time
should've
there's a
been
play good or
at
bad,
the
they
start
show
of the
him
year
and
after
he
they
looks
lost
like
the
he
Bills.
lost.
Imagine a young OC with this team.
Yeah, they gotta like. What I would do, the Bears gotta fire Eberflus if they're bad next year, and then hire.
They won't be, though.
Who's
He
the OC
saved-
for Houston? Hire him.
Bobby Sloak, but
Yes.
this was the deadline where Eberflus is going to go because the Bears are about to turn it
Yeah,
around,
but
and he's
they're-
going to act.
They're
It's
never
going to
gonna
look like
win
he's good.
anything Of significance
It seems like the
with him.
players like him though,
I don't know.
like that you
Maybe.
see in games and clips and stuff. But
We
no,
should talk about Fields though. He might get a 6th-round pick. That's it.
where do you think he'll go?
Yeah, horrible man.
Well, he's not go-
Bulls.
I mean, the
I think
team
he's a
list
Raider.
got lower. Like,
Yeah.
there's not
Way
many
He's either a
lower.
Viking or a Raider.
Yeah.
Bronco.
Ra- no.
Yeah,
Sean
Bronco.
Payton won't
Yeah,
play.
Bronco. Yeah,
And they
Bronco.
probably
Sean
won't-
Payton won't play with
I would
him.
even take Minnesota
chance.
maybe off the list now because I doubt they trade him in.
How about the
division,
Saints?
No, I don't think
a
they'll trade him to
quarterback in
Minnesota.
division.
But
that'd be
Schefter
tough.
said today he's probably going to trade to be a backup.
I think the Raiders will bite on it.
I don't
and
buy
just
that.
act
Also,
like they're
Sam
gonna be
Howell. I want him on Denver. He'd be
To
good.
do what?
You know what? He actually could be a Bronco.
Well, if we don't draft a QB.
he could be a Bronco.
Because we could wait for Shitter Sanders next year.
Oh, boy.
Ooh.
I wouldn't really want him, though.
That would be sick.
I want a
watch,
QB
actually.
this year.
Where'd you say Fields will go?
Me, I think the Raiders, because the Raiders are in the fantasy
I
land
don't.
where
Yeah,
they think they're going
they
to compete.
should trade him.
Yeah.
The Raiders,
him
the
there.
But
Raiders.
he has no value now.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because they have no, like...
They have no leverage.
I don't
Yeah, at
understand.
all.
Zero.
I feel like the Bears should have just traded him when they had the chance. Like
They
at
should
the
have
end of
traded him
last year or
before free
something.
agency.
Because
Yes.
they knew they weren't making the playoffs like at the trade deadline.
But I don't know.
should've just got
Bears
rid
are
of him.
saying dumb stuff like they might not want Caleb Williams. Like,
It's a
They
smoke
just
screen.
make
do
They're
stuff.
taking Caleb Williams.
yeah.
Because then the GMs bite and they trade up and get
Unless
8 first-round picks
seriously
again.
the Bears feel so stuck where they're forced to trade the number 1 overall pick. Unless they loved Williams too
No,
much.
they-
Which,
they
if
would
I was the
take him.
GM, I'd have to ship off Fields for whatever I can get.
you only get the first overall pick. Like
Somebody
so often.
believes that there's gonna be QB competition. They draft Williams and keep Fields.
Nah,
Who do you think?
don't do
Who do you
that.
think said that?
Dov Cleveland.
No, we know him.
Oh, Wyatt.
Yeah, he said a
Yeah.
QB competition. I don't think that there's no.
I kind
chance
of
for
hope they
that.
start running the ball with him and put him in the backfield, and then I would
You're a
love that.
receiver.
That'd be so funny.
Raiders. Yeah, I think Raiders. I don't like.
There's nowhere else
What
he can
if
go.
say this? Say the Raiders offer him a 5th-round pick, and the Vikings offer
I
him.
wouldn't even do it for that.
Say the Vikings offer him a 3rd-round pick. Do you trade in division for a 3rd-round pick?
Yeah.
I would, because he's only a bridge quarterback.
I think he's still
don't
good.
think you do.
I still think he's got the crazy potential.
I think so too.
Because I think you just
Well, you know how to
don't-
stop him.
You don't trade up
Sure.
for a quarterback and then give up on him and trade him in your division when you traded up for him, seeing his potential.
Did they
because
trade
then
up for
it
him?
can come back to bite you in the ass.
Yeah, they did. They, remember the
Yeah,
Giants?
yeah,
for
yeah,
Tony?
yeah.
Man,
So it's like,
Giants
I mean,
can't
if they
draft
trade him in
either.
division, that's a curse on you because he can come back and just give him motivation and just become himself.
I think he's gonna be good if he gets a starting. He should get a starting job.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'd be shocked if he's backing up somewhere next year.
Yeah, he'll be pissed if he is.
If
But
the
Bears
Bears
mind
start
it,
games.
'cause
He just has to earn it now.
if the Bears get freaking nothing for him,
They're not going.
they hold nothing. So it's not
They'll
like
get a 4th max.
right now.
because
yeah.
he's on his last year too. I think he's.
I don't know
like
how
he's
they're
got
gonna do it.
contracts up
I don't
to-
know. It seems weird. I feel like it feels like you would never do it, but it feels like you want to trade because I still think Fields is good.
I do
So
too, but-
why not trade the number 1 overall pick and keep Fields, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's just so hard to think about, but you can't pass up on Williams, in my opinion.
I agree.
You can't. That's why it's such a hard decision. If this was last year, say with Bryce Young, keep Fields and trade the number 1 pick.
Yeah.
Like, I'd be way more up to trading the number 1 overall pick last year other than this year because this is just like a crazy prospect. Insane.
Well, Fields hasn't even done anything in his career.
He hasn't, but I think he can cause serious
I
damage.
think so too.
We'll see what happens though. But for the NFL draft, which team needs a big draft this year?
I mean, I'd say a lot of teams.
Start
do,
with you.
But
Me? I got the LA Chargers. They didn't do anything in free agency, and then you got Keenan. They were always saying Herbert doesn't have any receiving help, but then Keenan Allen and Mike Williams, I'm surprised one of them hasn't been cut or traded yet because they're both going to be 2 of the highest paid wide receivers next season.
One of them needs to go.
So, I mean, one of them needing to, because, I mean, what are you just going to bring back the same core as you did last year and then upset the fans because
They
they
aren't
said he
going
needs
anywhere.
help? So, I'm surprised one of them hasn't been cut yet. You lose Eckler, you're bringing Gus Edwards. Their running backs they got Joshua Kelly, Gus Edwards.
That's
and-
another team along with the Vikings. Sorry to cut you off. They
Yep.
need to draft a rookie.
Yeah, they got to reset at running back, and then other than that, I mean, I still think they just need to land some picks. They got to land some picks on the O line. I
Have
think
to hit.
that's where they go on the O line. I mean,
Inside.
their tight end position is weak, but I don't think you go Brock Bowers at pick 6.
That's who you got at 5.
Is it
If
pick
you were
5?
the GM,
I
say
got
Daniels, May, Williams, Harrison. Then who?
Joe Alt. I got Joe Alt to
Yeah?
He's good.
They go opposite sides.
Because
Slater.
I mean,
That's a good two tackles.
You just see exactly when you have a good O line, you can make a bad running back
You're good.
look good. Like look at the Eagles. I mean, best O line, and then you just
Yeah, I'm
get
with
you can find a guy who is considered a bust that is a draft like Swift, and then turn him into someone good, and then not even have to have an expense for it, right? So
Like, do you think, though, like, giving Herbert, who's obviously got a rocket arm and crazy talent, giving him another weapon like this?
like I think personally, Mike Williams should be cut. He's injury prone.
Say you
he's getting
trade,
a
say you
bag.
dump Mike Williams for like a 6th round pick to a team, right? Or cut him, whatever, right? But they just paid him. So say Keenan Allen, whatever, one of the two, pick your poison, and they draft Bowers. Like, would you be opposed to that?
I would take Neighbors over Bowers.
It's still
Sorry,
they gotta take a receiver.
if they cut one of the
They're in a
receivers,
tough spot,
if they
not
cut
gonna
one of the
lie.
receivers,
Yes,
take Neighbors.
I think they should just take him regardless.
Why not?
But I feel like taking picking Neighbors, if you don't cut the receivers, it just seems like a cluster effort.
Like if you don't
Yeah,
cut any of them,
that's
I think
true.
going tackle is nice. But personally, Mike Williams should be cut. He's not a threat. If he goes to another team, you shouldn't be like, oh man, why did we cut him? He's going to be a threat. I don't think at this point in his career he's a threat.
He's not. He's
injury
not.
prone.
ACL.
And he's chewing a bag.
I actually would have cut him.
Oh,
even though you
easily.
paid him a year ago.
He's no good.
You should have cut him.
Yeah.
And now him and Allen
Neighbors with Herbert.
because
need
him
to
and
take
Allen
a
are
receiver.
legit the two highest paid
Holy
receivers, and they're
shit.
both washed.
They'll probably take Joe Alt though.
Yeah. But
I agree with
That's
that.
not a bad pick.
I
either.
think the situation that we just said, if you cut one of these guys and you're in a position to draft someone like Neighbors, we know the debate, what happens, Sewell or Chase, what
Sewell
matters
is better,
more,
too.
an O-lineman or a receiver. I don't give a damn how you want to argue it. If you can find a superstar wide receiver in the draft to pair up with a star QB, it flips your franchise on the head no matter what. No matter what. That's why I think Neighbors to the Giants is going to piss me off. Because no one's going to throw to him, and I feel like it will be wasted talent. He's got to go somewhere good.
I hate the Giants. They're gonna be so bad.
I think if Marvin Harrison
so
goes to the
long.
Cardinals, though, that would be nice.
Oh, it's
I
gonna
think
be
that would
nasty.
be super nice.
Pretty much a lock to go there.
Yeah.
It's going to be
He is.
nasty.
Unless there's a shocker and he goes 2 or 3.
Cardinals
it.
could be
Someone
nice
trades
next
up
year.
for
Yeah.
Actually.
some weird
Yeah.
shit.
I feel like
They're a sneaky playoff team next
could be
year.
good.
Smith is awful.
yeah.
What?
Seahawks won't be good.
Cardinals
yeah,
have
Seahawks
Cardinals
are-
have a late first too, so they can address. They need to address the
I'm on
secondary.
this
Oh, yeah.
draft
Bad.
power rankings thing. The Cardinals have the best picks in the whole draft.
Yeah.
of anybody.
Really?
Yeah.
Because they're high because they came back. They were bad last
Yeah.
year. They didn't trade
They
any
got-
picks, and they got
And
the
they got a
first
high
from Houston.
second round
Yeah,
pick
they
I'm
got
seeing here.
4, 27, 35, and then they got like two.
They got a bunch
Oh,
of
they got
picks.
kind of screwed with Houston though.
Because they were good.
Yeah, if
If
Houston, was bad, then they would have
Yeah.
been so good.
Yeah.
Because that's what we thought at the draft last.
Yeah, we're like, what are they doing? But
Yeah.
clearly,
Yeah, they
that management, that Nick
Leap of
Casario, that dude knows what he's doing. He used to be Patriots front office. Bro, he knows what he's doing. But no, wait, who'd you say? Sorry. Chargers. Yeah. Who needs to have a big one?
I think an obvious one. I would just say the Panthers because they drafted a quarterback last year,
I had that.
and they need to they literally have nothing around him. I know they traded for Deontay Johnson, but that's not moving.
They don't
the
have their
needle for
first,
me.
right?
No, it's
No,
the Bears
but they got
first.
they got
hit.
like
They have to hit in the
well they
second
just got
round.
like picked like 39 or something from the Burns trades. They got like 33 and 39, and that's like where all the good receivers have come from. Honestly, in the last few years, like
Yeah.
almost like late first round to early second, like AJ Brown, DK, all those guys. So I feel like there's guys you can grab. It's a deep receiver class too.
I think
could
one of
get
these
somebody.
revers, one of these top guys are gonna slip. A lot of people don't see it happening, but I think
Oh, yeah.
somebody's gonna slip.
There's
like
so many good
if they can
guys.
snag like a Brian Thomas or something like that.
Yeah,
But
I don't
like
think
the
he
one
will,
thing I don't
but-
like, the
I think
Panthers
it'll
have.
be Odunze slipping.
Yeah, that's what I had. I had
people
him.
are hyping up
Yes!
everybody else, but him.
That's
which
the
is
one.
Sad.
The one thing that bothers me about the Panthers, though, is that they drafted these two crazy prospects in Terrence Marshall Jr. early in the second
Yeah.
round 2 years ago, and Jonathan
He
Mingo
isn't
early
around
in the
that
second
anyway.
round last year too, and nothing has came of them.
Yeah, that's kind of.
So I feel like drafting them to the Panthers again in the early second round,
Yeah, that's true.
it's just a disaster
They
waiting
just-
to happen.
yeah,
they
they
got to
just pick
develop
busts.
one of those guys has to develop.
Oh, yeah.
Mingo or Terrence Marshall Jr. Most likely to be Mingo, but
Yeah.
oh my God, they've done. I completely forgot that they've done that the last
Yeah,
2
I just
years.
thought of that too. Once you
They
said it,
tried, but
because I feel like it's a bad idea now because their GM sucks.
That
Is it the
organization.
same guy? No, did they get rid of him?
Scott
Tepper?
Fitterer.
The Tepper dude, or is that the owner?
Temper's the owner, right?
That
Fitterer was the
dude.
GM. They waxed him. I'm pretty
Okay,
sure.
good. Then I would trust the new guy to.
I hope
come
he's
in.
good. I don't even know where
'Cause
he's
it's
from.
not the
Check
same
that.
guy. Let me check.
who their new GM is. I forget. Do you remember?
Their new GM.
Bill, who is this guy? Bill
That
Zito.
might be the NHL. Yeah.
Yeah, Florida Panthers. I just searched up Panthers GM. I was so confused who that is. Dan Morgan? I don't know who that is.
Where did he work last year?
Oh, he got promoted from Dave Tepper, former assistant GM, so in-house. Oh, that's not good.
God.
Whatever. Panthers are just piss poverty.
Yeah, they're
If
really
Bryce
bad.
Young even was going to be a superstar in the NFL, oh my gosh. If he's bad next year, I'm calling off all hope.
Yeah, he's
I don't
cooked.
care.
Feel
And-
bad for him.
Yeah, I do too.
Because they don't have an O-line.
That
and they don't have
organization
weapons.
just sucks
And
ever
they
since
can't run the ball.
ever since they cut Cam Newton. Who needs a hit?
I'd say the Commanders. Just they need to get their franchise QB because they tried with Robert Griffin.
That's
Back a while.
unlucky, man.
Yeah.
Alex,
And then
no,
Alex.
not Alex.
Well, not Alec.
Did he have the injury on KC or Washington?
Washington, I think.
Oh, okay, so yeah, I'm lucky.
Yeah. I think they just need to get a guy in there to compete against the Eagles and Cowboys.
I think it will happen.
I think so.
Yeah, I think the Commanders can.
I feel like they deserve to be good, to be honest. They haven't been good.
I trust their management too. They got a good owner. They got the 49ers assistant GM, I believe.
Yeah.
Bob Myers is running the operation. He knows how to win. It's going to be I think they're in a good direction. I think they're in a good direction. For me, I had the Panthers as well. They need to not mess it up like they have the past couple of years. And also the Bills, right? They cut everyone, haven't made signings really. You have your first round draft pick, your second round draft pick. They got to be like instant win now guys.
Yeah.
Draft guys that are meant for winning. They got to replace their center too, Mitch Morris. He's a big hole to fill. Poyer, like you said, another big hole to fill. A receiver, big hole to fill. Although Kincaid's there, I think because Diggs is regressing too. You need another guy in there. So yeah, for me, the Bills need to do something. Von Miller kind of put them in a shit situation by not producing and taking up like half their salary cap. But no, anything else?
No.
Last topic. If you were a voter in the NBA MVP, who are you giving the MVP to this year?
Based off the stats right now, I think it has to be Luka.
Okay.
Just, what is it?
Dominating.
6 straight 30-point triple doubles,
Yeah.
something like that. Like, it's kind of unfair.
Triple double last night, but he had 27 points.
I think he deserves MVP, but I still think Jokic is the best player
Yeah.
in the league.
But like voter fatigue and stuff like that, it's went to Jokic, Giannis, and Embiid,
'Cause
right?
Luka hasn't won yet, right?
No.
And his team's not in a good seed either, right?
No.
Compared to
They're like
Jokic.
6th seed.
Yeah.
6th seed, but like I think like if you're out of the play-in, I think you're valid for MVP if that makes sense.
I agree.
I agree. I think Luka, he's putting on a clinic this season. He's got all the stats, winning, is eligible with the 62-game rule. I think it's just time for a guard to win it for the first time since what, Harden? Yeah, Harden like 2018.
I like Luka too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Who would you say behind him? Jokic?
Yeah. It's 1
Fair.
and 2.
Fair.
1 and 2. Luka Jokic.
Well, I mean, I would pick Shea, to be honest.
Why?
I would, because he's
seed.
he's the top seed in the West. He's the best player in the best team in the league, basically,
Yeah.
right now. Like
There's
other than
an
like
argument.
Celtics.
There's a blatant argument for shit.
And he's in my opinion, like Luka's better offensively, I think, but he's way better defensively. Luka can't guard anybody. He gives up so many points.
Shea's not a defender either, though.
Yeah, but he's like
Like,
leading the
he's-
league in steals right now, almost.
Yeah, he's
He's a good defender.
He's a
If you
good
watch him
defender for an
play, he's a good
MVP.
defender.
What?
MVPs usually
He's a
can't play
good defender
defense.
for being an MVP.
Like,
Other than
he's-
like Giannis,
And he's the most consistent player in the league. Almost like he
He's-
clears everybody.
like he's almost a lock for 30.
him, Jokic,
So,
and
yes,
Luka
he doesn't
are
have a
three of
bad
the most
game.
consistent players for sure.
Like
Yeah.
his bad, like I don't know, he's never like off. I feel like.
Yeah, no.
So,
Like he said
that's
in that
why I think
interview,
that.
my life's consistent, right?
yeah, that was
Cornball.
so funny.
But no,
I love it. It's awesome.
who would you take like to start a franchise, Shea or Tatum?
Ooh, I'd go Shea. I think.
I'd also go Shea.
Yeah, I do. Well, I mean, yeah, I'd pick Shea.
Same.
Shea with no hesitation. I'm not a Tatum guy. I think you guys know that.
Yeah.
I'm not a Tatum guy.
Yeah,
I mean,
I don't blame
Tatum
you.
doesn't really have like on offense. Say like their teams down. Like, he doesn't have a go-to type of thing.
No, like
Shea
he'll
kind of
pull
post up,
his
work the guy,
three, but-
fade.
Yeah.
LeBron obviously does what he does. Curry does what he does. Giannis does what he does. Lillard does what he does. Luka is a magician late down the stretch. Jokic, we know who he is. Tatum just doesn't seem to have like a signature way of getting a basket, if you know what I mean.
I feel like his team's just always been stacked, so he hasn't really.
Yeah,
had a
he doesn't need to be a
Tatum.
number one.
I would love to see
because there's
him on,
1A,
like,
1B.
a team like OKC, like when
He's
Shea
been doing the
was.
same thing.
I don't think he would.
I
He'd
don't
be
think so.
averaging 30 on a lot of shots, though. He's one of the most inefficient players
Yeah,
in the league.
like Shea's super
Especially
efficient
from
too.
three.
He can't shoot. He's like,
Yeah.
what was he, 9 in that Missoula interview? 9 for 28?
23.
9 for 23.
It's not.
And
Like,
Missoula
bro.
was trying to back him up. Like, come on.
That's it, bro. That's an all-star starter franchise player. 9 for 23.
That's just one night.
No. 9 for 23 on a consistent basis. On the odd night, he'll have 35 points, 50% field goal shooting.
gosh,
Pull up what
that's
he's
awful.
shooting on.
I just checked.
What?
39%.
Field goal.
Yeah.
That's awful.
Yeah, Stephen A was trying to argue him for MVP.
He's not the most valuable player.
He'll
He's not even
never
close.
sniff an
Yeah.
MVP.
No, he won't.
Last
Well,
thing
he's
he'll
not-
do is get to look at it. He won't touch one ever.
He's right. He won't. He'll never win an MVP.
Well, it's hard to if with that team.
Yeah, he won't. He
There's
doesn't
too many
really-
guys.
There are too many guys. But
Yeah.
say he was on a team
Or
like
wait, that
OKC,
might be-
they wouldn't have near not as many wins as
Yeah.
they do right now.
And Shea's shooting 55%.
What's important? Yeah,
Tatum
Shea's-
shoot? No, I think that was career average.
Well, Shea never misses.
Tatum
inside
Tatum's shooting
3-point line.
47%,
What's his 3-point percentage?
37.
Terrible.
That's bad.
Yeah.
That's bad.
It's all right.
37.
Like
that's
league,
bad.
That's like average. League average.
Centers
Yeah.
shoot better than
2
that
for
now.
7, 2 for 8 from 3 a game. He's bad. Not bad, but he's not better than Shea.
No, I think Shea.
No, I agree. Luka over Shea? Start a franchise?
Nah.
Yeah. Yeah, no question.
Yeah, I'd go Luka. It's really close.
Are you going Shea to
You
start a
won't get that from
franchise?
me.
No.
No.
Chet or Wemby, rookie of the year.
Wemby.
I think he
It-
might win the MVP next year.
Yeah. It's,
If the Spurs can be semi-competitive,
He's so- yeah.
he is going to have some crazy stats.
yeah, stats
True.
are gonna, that's why I think Luka will
He's
win this year.
averaging like
They just pick
20 and
pretty tough
11
stats.
right now. 20 and 11 right now. He's a rookie.
He's only gonna get better.
In 2 years, I guarantee you he'll be averaging 30 and 15. Easily.
Yeah.
Chiefs restructured Mahomes and freed up 20 mil. Maybe they're cooking something up.
Oh,
Look
they're gonna
out.
sign like Hollywood, I bet.
Look
Or
out.
Yeah, they will.
Or Ridley.
Look out.
I think
Yeah,
they're
who
gonna get
cares
Worthy
about
though.
them? Someone will beat them this year.
Worthy's just gonna go to a good team and get.
Better hope so. Because we've been saying that for 3 years. I'm tired of it too.
I'm sick of it.
Yeah.
Mix it up, somebody. There's a good enough QBs in the league to
Someone's
win.
got to get hurt on that team.
Okay.
Okay, why were you? Yeah, don't do this.
Well, they never have like bad injury luck.
Mahomes won the Super Bowl against the Eagles on a sprained ankle, bro.
I know. You probably should
He's
have been
been hurt.
tested.
He had a concussion against the Browns in the AFC Championship 2 or 3 years ago, and Chad Henne had to
Yeah,
close
that-
it out.
Oh
And
yeah.
they do
And then
that.
Chad Henne came in against the Jags in the divisional 2 years ago.
'Cause people
Yeah,
tried-
he
people tried to
did,
hurt him.
because Mahomes sprained his ankle and couldn't come back to the game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Chiefs don't get hurt. The best player in the league gets hurt for them.
He only gets hurt in games though. He
We'll
doesn't
see, though.
for
They
a
gave
long
Chris
time.
Jones a pretty hefty deal. Like, they won't, like, they have a lot of rookies on
They deserve
defense
to
that they won't
bad.
be
I
able to
hope they're bad
re-sign.
soon.
Like, Karloftis will be gone.
McDuffie, hopefully.
They'll
lock
find
him
a
up.
way to get him. You think Snead goes or no? I don't think so.
Maybe that's why they restructured to keep
He's
him.
not a Lion anymore, so
Ooh.
yeah, that's true. They probably can keep him now.
They restructured his contract for this year, right?
Mahomes.
Because Snead's
Yeah.
making like 20 million, I think, off the tag
Who can they sign? Who's still a free agent? That's like the Chiefs need.
receiver. So like
Which is-
Ridley or
That'd be
Ridley or Hall-
if
Ridley
they
would
pull
be
one of
nice.
those dudes. Oh my gosh, Valdez
Ridley's
Scantling
washed,
hasn't
though,
gone
now.
anywhere,
He
right?
didn't do anything on my fantasy
He won't go
team.
anywhere, right? Maybe the
Probably
Argos.
Oh,
Yeah.
Chiefs are still -6 in cap. I think that's
Good.
without the.
That's without the
so they-
restructure,
I don't
right?
think. Let's see if Snead's here though.
They won't do anything.
Yeah, he's four.
How much do they have? They have like
Oh yeah.
they have like
Oh, yeah, he's
16
making
mil though for
20
this
million.
year.
Yeah, so they won't even be able to pay.
They just have to
Snead.
get out of the
Or
negatives,
no,
I think, by tomorrow.
The
that's
Chiefs,
why. So
but
they're
they've
out of
got
the
like
negatives now.
16, right? New league years tomorrow. Yeah.
That's why.
But they'll have 16 million to work with tomorrow
Yeah.
for this year's cap,
Yeah, like
which was 16 million. You get a
14
really good player. Very good.
Yeah, but they got to pay
Very
all their
good.
Yeah, you
draft.
gotta look
They got
at
to
it
pay
in
all
the
their draft
future.
picks too.
Kind of.
Yeah. Well, if they say they signed 1 year deal, Calvin Ridley 1 year, 11 mil
He probably won't go there for that though.
to win a ring. You sure?
Yeah, he might.
Seems like that jersey's swaying a little bit of bias. That's going to do it for episode 36 of the Alec Frengos Show. I hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you next time.